What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Daniel Banks, aka DJ Fine, CEO of JTU. We are Jersey Magazine and Jersey Diamonds. I'm here with the lovely, beautiful, talented, entrepreneurial Azia.
Hi.
How are you? Nice to finally meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
She's from Brooklyn, y'all. You know, coming to Jersey, kind of trying to take over a little bit, but we're not gonna let her do it too much. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We're here to meet Miss Azia to talk about her talented, multi-faced entrepreneurship. She's an artist. What does she not do? I don't know, but we're gonna find out everything she does do.
Lie. I don't lie.
There we go. There goes one truth right there. This gem. Drop a bomb right there after that video. So, Miss Azia, how are you today?
I'm good.
Thank you for
Super
coming.
chill on this wonderful Sunday. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I know 2020's been a little bit crazy, but you know, you've been
crazy.
moving.
We should have our mask on. I don't know. You got tested?
Hold on. Wait. I got mine. You got yours?
No, I don't.
That's right.
That was the funny part.
We good. But tell me a little bit about yourself. So you have this Caribbean background, right? Because you are Caribbean.
Correct.
But you have this very like raw, get to it artist style. Tell me a little bit about like your background and how it's kind of a little bit different from your artistry style. Tell me about it.
I was raised in a strict household. My mom's Haitian. My dad's Trinidadian. You know, super regular Caribbean vibes in a home. Don't speak unless you're spoken to.
Ooh,
go to school, finish school. You know, be polite. Yes, please. Yes, thank you. Good morning, mom. Good morning, grandma. Not no, just good morning. So it's pretty strict, pretty straightforward. Childhood, growing up. Thankfully, my parents always allowed me to be creative within lines. Yeah. There was always boundaries. There was always lines. But I still always got to be creative. I always got to try new things. I always got to quit if I didn't want to finish.
Okay.
I was never like forced to do anything that I didn't want to do or I didn't feel passionate about. So I think that goes to, just me, one being good at so many different things and willing to try so many different things.
Yeah.
My parents never were like, no. If it was like, hey, I want to build a volcano today. Can we go get some flour and clay? Like, yeah, come on, we could do it. Hey, I want to make a beat. Come on, let's do it. Hey, can I take apart the studio? Come on, let's do it. Right. So like, my parents were always very interactive, and they had time for me. And I also spent a lot of time with other family. You know, when your parents have you young, so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents,
family, whole lot of extended family. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I was with a lot of cool people that just allowed me to kind of be.
And stuff. Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about how you fell in love with music. Like, when did you know? Like you said, you've had with your cultural background and the type of household you grew up in. When did you actually fall in love with music? Like, how did it all start for you to the point where you're like, I'm going to take it and go full force with it?
So those happened for me at two different times. I always loved music. My dad's a producer.
Okay.
So I grew up in the studio. Like, growing up, we lived in a one-bedroom apartment, and the living room was massive.
So that was a studio?
So the living room was home. The living room was like a studio apartment where the kitchen was, table, cut the living room in half, bed, like living room section. And then the bedroom, which was also massive, was the studio. So I always just saw lots of different artists coming in and out the house, music, sneaking in the room, looking through the peephole, watching my dad do his thing. So I always loved music and just the idea of being able to create it. I don't think I really understood what it took at that young age. I think it was just like, it's just something that my dad does. Like, it's just what is. Right. When I decided to take music seriously, I thought I decided to take it seriously a couple of years ago, but boy was I wrong. This is definitely a industry and a job choice that's 24/7, 24/8. It's just a round the clock thing. There's no sleep. It's like you live, breathe, eat. It's a lifestyle. And I think I honestly made that full complete transition when I decided to go solo. And that was about 2 years ago.
Absolutely. Now coming from Brooklyn and all the greatness that comes out there, and I understand I'm bigging up Brooklyn right now. I usually talk about Jersey. But talk about Brooklyn a little bit. What's your upbringing in Brooklyn and everything, right? What do you feel like has come from there with your style? Like, do you take a lot of the Brooklyn natives and bring it to your style, or like what's your background being from Brooklyn and taking it out into the world now? Like, what do you kind of take from home and bring it out with you into the world?
That's a good question. To be honest, Brooklyn is so big, right? So like, for perspective, I'm sure lots of people have been to DC because it's the capital, the White House is there. You could fit 4 DCs in Brooklyn. So Brooklyn is really like a state.
Yeah. She is really going in right now, right?
So understanding that it's so much different cultures in different parts of Brooklyn that you get different styles. I think the one unique thing that Brooklyn has is different from everywhere else is the fact that we're very thorough. We don't take any bullshit, and we're very raw. So what you get is what you get. Whether you're Caribbean, whether you're Russian, whether you're Italian, like an Italian from Brooklyn is not taking up shit. A Russian from Brooklyn is not taking up shit. Caribbean, an American, like whatever you are, it's just it's the concrete jungle for real. But the difference is it's very cultured. Yeah. So it's a lot of all the cultures. So it's so much different influences and like things that's just intertwined within this concrete jungle. So like I'm from Flatbush, Crown Heights area. Okay, so like where I grew up living, there was Jews that lived right across the street from me. So like there was a beautiful juxtaposition of just a whole bunch of West Indians and Jewish people in my neighborhood. So like I'm going to school, seeing a whole bunch of little black kids, and then you see like a pool of Jews coming from school too. Or like when it's Labor Day, you see Jews like, oh my God, I love the colors of this flag, playing with like Jamaican flags because they like yellow, white, and black, not because they really even understand. Or you might see Jewish people, and I'm talking about Hasidic Jews, like hat, covered up, beard, like they're not opening straws on Saturday. You might catch one eating jerk chicken. So it's a cool,
it's a cool vibe.
You know, just a cool intertwined aesthetic that you don't see anywhere else. I've been a lot of places in the world, and you don't really see a mix of cultures so comfortably and organically like you do in Brooklyn. So I think that's what I bring, or what I take from where I'm from, and include that in my music. And I think I do a good job.
That's dope. And like you said, the creativity, the uniqueness, and then the overall style of just being open. Because in your music, you just share everything. You express how you're feeling, and that's how people just eat it up. And that's how people eat it up. That's how people absorb it. And I see why they're so drawn to your music. So now my question for you is, how do you balance everything? So you're an entrepreneur, you're an artist. You do just about everything, songwriter, everything. So now, how do you balance all these different creative talents and still have like time for yourself and everything? Like how do you balance all that? I think that's one thing that we need to talk about sometimes, like having our own little healthy balance for ourselves. Like you said, it's 24/8.
Yeah.
So you don't really have a lot of time for yourself. So how do you create that kind of a balance for yourself? Or do you create that kind of balance for yourself?
That's a good question. So I do create the balance for myself, but my downtime is still creative time, pretty much. So I don't have like downtime where I'm lying. I definitely have downtime where I'm doing nothing. I definitely take that time. But even when I'm doing nothing, I'm doing something. So like, it's not a standard nothing. I don't like absorb things as a normal viewer. Like I'm not just absorbing things coming from a place of emptiness or just being shallow. Or just watching to watch. So like if I'm watching a movie, I'm getting inspired somehow, some way, or I'm doing some sort of research, or I'm pulling ideas. If I'm reading a book, I'm pulling ideas. I'm learning. I'm adding the culture to my sauce. If I'm hanging out with my boyfriend, we talking about music. We talking about business. We talking about how we could do this, how we could be better at like something. So a lot of my downtime is really not downtime. It's still intertwined in what I do. Unless I'm asleep, and I still get ideas from what I'm
still just dreaming about what you're gonna do next.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, there are times where I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I had a dream, I gotta do this, or oh my God, a song, I gotta do this. So probably really is no downtime, like when I'm thinking it through out loud. But for me, when I'm consciously trying to take downtime, it still just turns into something. It turns into some sort of work.
Absolutely. Now, being featured on so many platforms, you know what I'm saying, BET platforms, and understanding that sometimes that can take away from some people's humbleness. You're very humble. You're very humble, and I appreciate that about you. Like, I can just tell off the bat you're very humble. But for upcoming artists that will be able to experience those things as yourself, what's something we can tell them, like, you know, how to still keep your head on straight and stay true to yourself and still be able to grind for yourself and not get so caught up in, you know, the hype. You know, what's something you could tell them to be like, you know, still stay humble, still stay on your grind? Like, how do you keep that for yourself?
To be totally honest, I think that's something that comes from upbringing and just having like good parenting and good familying, because like it takes a village, and I definitely was raised by a village. So it starts there. And it's never too late though. So if you are starting late, you feel like your family, or you know, you don't have that, I would say read a lot while you're going through this industry. If you have any vices, get rid of them, because this is already an industry of temptation. So if you coming in already like you like to smoke, get high, drink a lot, you're probably looking at a downward spiral. So you might want to get that in check before you start to go through these paths and channels. And the last thing I would say is my dad told me, don't trust people, trust the process, because people will fail you. And that's just like what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. People are people. People don't think like you, don't work like you, don't do like you. That's just like the reality of life in any industry. So if you're not relying on trusting people to satisfy your needs, just rely on trusting the process, and that like whatever's supposed to happen will happen.
I like that. You said it best right there. I like that. Now, I want to talk about a fun subject, right? I want to talk about Eat It Up.
Okay.
So 31 flavors out that you want, you can get it. I like that.
Steak and cream, like the ice cream truck.
Yes. I felt, you know, what's that old ice cream paint job joint? It reminded me of like that down south, dirty south like vibe with the 20s and the low riders. I was like, okay, she brought that up north.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the process of making Eat It Up. Like, just like, what were you thinking? Just first off, what's your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate.
Really? Okay, we're gonna talk about that. All right. So now, tell me a little bit about making "Eat It Up," the music video, and the process of that track.
Sure. So pretty much "Eat It Up." The video came to me before the words, which is why it was so easy to be descriptive.
Yeah.
I heard the song and I was like, oh, I need to do a video like this. This will be fly. The hook came through, then I did the verses, and it was real easy. A 15-year-old did the beat. His name is Glizzy. He's from the Bronx, but he lives in Virginia now. Super talented, dope kid. Yeah, and it was an easy process. It wasn't hard. I was in the studio. There was a few of us in the studio. I recorded myself doing it. I think I spent like a week or 2 weeks in Virginia during that time when I made the song. And I was just locking in the studio, recording myself, doing stuff over and over, coming up with different ideas. And that's how we got Eat It Up.
Now about the visual. Now you're talking about the visual wise to it now, like with the ice cream truck, which you're just sitting in the chair with the icy and everything. Now, like, how did you come up with that concept with the music video and everything? Were you just like, I just wanted to be me, and we're just gonna do it just like this? Like, how did you even get that ice cream truck? Like, I really want to get an ice cream truck.
It locked into the day before. We was looking for ice cream truck for about 2 weeks. Yeah. And the day before the video, we got one. They're really expensive. They was charging $4.75 per hour.
Really?
Yeah, they was bugging the fuck out. But I wanted the video to be sexy. I wanted it to be sexy. The song was sexy. I never dropped a song like this for real, being so like explicit. So I just wanted it to kind of represent that. I wanted it to match. I wanted it to feel the same. I wanted people to feel like, ooh, what the fuck? That's the vibe I was going for.
Right.
I also was, of course, thought of Lil' Kim. I love Lil' Kim. She's one of my favorite female rappers. Wu-Tang Clan, the ice cream song, how they had all the girls in the shirt with them on the ice cream truck. So it was dope. I pulled from a lot of different places, and
that's dope. In the industry, what do you feel like is most challenging in this industry as coming up and like really pushing yourself and marketing yourself? Now, obviously, you have a big dope team behind you. Shout out to you guys for real. But tell me about like when those times where you feel like it may be tough in the industry. Like, what's some things like that's really tough to really push for yourself that you found? Or do you feel like there haven't really been any challenges? Because sometimes there aren't really.
No, there's definitely challenges, but the challenges don't really come from like pushing anything. I think that my biggest challenge personally is just remaining consistent all across the board, like literally through everything, because I do so much different stuff. Yeah. So making it easy for people to digest who I am. Everyone doesn't just get it face value. So I think that has probably been my only challenge, I would say. For real. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not bad. I'd say very humble. Like, she's very humble. That's just dope that you can actually overcome so many challenges that go on. Because like you said, everything moves very fast in the industry. As I'm sure you were able to tell. Like, once you started, it just didn't stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's one thing we're trying to address and tell artists, like, your consistency matters. And like you said, it's 24/8. And for you to be able to like share with us saying, look, I dream about this. Even in my downtime, I'm still being creative. And I think that's something that we should emphasize. Like, when it comes to this music industry, there is no downtime, but still knowing how to show yourself self-love, self-dedication. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate that. Now I want to talk about your makeup line. Like I said, she does everything. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this makeup line, Brownie's Couture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So tell me about the startup of that and what inspired you to get into this cosmetic line. Now you're talking about artistry, songwriting, to now being into cosmetics. So tell me about the.
For real, when I did the show, Hustle in Brooklyn, it was just like, all right, cool. What else could I do that will, put me in a different lane? something that'll be building on its own and has like nothing to do with music. And I love makeup. I love being a girl. I think that being a woman is an amazing thing. Absolutely. I wouldn't ask to be anything else. I love being a black woman. And one of the things that kind of used to get on my nerves, I like nude shades on other people, but I never really liked the way they looked on me.
Okay.
So I wanted to create a line of nude shade colors for women of color, where it would pretty much just match your undertone. So that way it can kind of blend on no matter who's wearing it. So they're all multi-purposeful. So they're actually lip products and eyeshadows, if you're familiar with what that is.
Yes. Don't. All right now.
They're eyeshadows and lip products, and I have 7 shades. And of course, we're looking to expand. More creative things coming.
Absolutely.
Your way, my way, our way. But yeah, Brownie's Couture is lit. Facts.
That's dope. Now, obviously, what kind of time does that take away any time from being an artist, or is that like it's something? Obviously, both of them you enjoy. Mm-hmm. So how does it like kind of intertwine? Can we possibly see a music video where you're emphasizing your couture?
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I just don't have any songs. Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Right.
I just don't. I don't have any songs that kind of go with that. So
we'll talk about ideas off the camera because we can't tell them. Okay.
Yeah, I probably should think of like a song. Because I mean, like the brand of the makeup. Okay, so think of me as a girl with, I don't have schizophrenia or anything, but a girl with lots of personalities.
Right.
And Brownie's Couture is like the professional version of me, the woke me, the black empowerment. My music doesn't really do that.
Okay.
Like, that's not my music is more like cultural, more badass, more raw, more like what you see is what you get, more sexy. Especially in terms of like my brand as an artist, like I'm very sexy, or just me as a person. And then there are moments where you get me chill, you know what I'm saying? And there are moments where you get me just like a black girl, you know, like
absolutely.
That just is what is. And Brownie's Couture is more towards that lane. So I don't have any music that is like India Ari would be bomb. My makeup would be bomb for like a song
that's
like
a
that.
good reference.
Or like
I see what you're
Brownie's
saying.
Couture would be bomb with like an Erykah Badu kind of song, or like along those lines.
That's dope. I like it.
So I gotta get a little creative with how.
But the fact that it's about your personality, like you say, it's taking it from your artistry, the badass, the beautiful, the sexy emphasis, to now the girly aspect, where it's just like the emphasizing the black beauty and the shades and saying, look, you're beautiful in the skin you in.
Exactly.
And the fact that it's called Brownie's Couture, like that there stood out.
You can't be brown and couture, you feel me?
Right, exactly.
So it's like that. My music, I wouldn't say my music falls under a ratchet category, but it's not very
very raw, badass,
monotone, And the colors for Brownie's Couture is super monotone. It's earthy.
But let's you know that you can get hype and you got this vibe to you. So it just all comes together out of way. I like that. We're gonna put that in a commercial. I got you later.
Facts.
So now for the rest of 2020, now let's talk about it. Now obviously it's been a rocky road and everything, but obviously you've been still making moves. So tell me a little bit about what else we have looking forward to for 2020. It's almost over. So tell me a little bit about.
We got 4 months. It's not almost. It ain't over till it's over.
That's right. So tell me about it. Tell me about what we got looking forward to.
Definitely. So we got some more singles coming your way. I'm working on a mixtape. Well, it's already done. I'm just like spreading it out. It's called A Whole Mood.
When are you dropping that?
I'm not telling you. It's called A Whole Mood. And the reason why it's called A Whole Mood is literally to just bridge the gap between what we were just talking about, the different personalities of who I am. So you have this monotone girl, you have this Caribbean girl, you got the sexy girl, you got the raw girl, you got the girl from Brooklyn. There's so many different textures and layers to who Asia is as a person, as an artist, as a woman, as an entrepreneur, all these different things. And A Whole Mood is what's going to embody all those things. So
that's fire.
Yep. That's what's coming.
I don't think we should tell y'all anything else. I might have to actually just go read the rest of that. Like I said, Miss Azia is in the building. Please tell them how they can book you and follow you.
Yes. Make sure y'all check out my website. I am Azia, azia.com. Everything is literally there. It's bomb. You can get new merch. You can shop Brownie's Couture. You can take classes from any webinars that I have, ask for advice, call me, consultations, or just see all the bomb stuff that I have up there. And of course, you should follow me on Instagram. That's Azia.iam, AZIAM, and then TikTok, Twitter, all those things, which is all on my website. So that's the easiest place for you to find everything.
Definitely.
I am Azia.com.
Like I said, you heard it here first. Miss Azia is in the building. Appreciate you coming. We are Jersey Magazine. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Jersey turned up entertainment. Entertainment.